Cold game. First round draft pick.
Welcome to another episode of Cold Game. I'm your host, Isaiah Dotson. I'm here with my co-host, Malcolm Bigg.Malc. What's happening with it, cuz?
Cuz, what it do?
I'm feeling good. How you feeling?
Feeling good, man. Just want to give a special shout out to my sister, man, Camila. Happy birthday. I think she turned 26 today, so, I'm going to dedicate this one to you.
Happy birthday, cuz. Man, so we got little cuz birthday today. She's 26, and on top of that, man, it was a special day in the world of basketball. If you love basketball, if you a fan of hoops, man, you was in heaven today. So many crazy games. We're going to start off with the NBA off the rip, cuz. And I want to give a special welcome back to Kristaps Porzingis. And usually we hard on other Eastern Conference teams, especially the Celtics. But today, it's players' night. So we got to give credit where credit's due. Kristaps Porzingis, his first game back, boy, did he ball out. 24 points, 2 rebounds, 19 for 16, 1 from 7 from 3. So he missed 6 3-point shots. If you take out those 6 3-point shots, that would make him 8 for 10. You know what that tells me, cuz? That just tells me he's dominant down low. Can't nobody mess with him down there. His first game back, he come back and get straight to it. Listen, man. Like we said, we want all the smoke with whoever. But when the Celtics have that boy Kristaps Porzingis, it makes them a different team, cuz. What's your thoughts on that?
Man, shout out to Kristaps, man, for coming back tonight. I hear 7'2", 240. I mean, Kristaps was the original what they call Wemby. They call him the alien
unicorn.
Unicorn. He was the original unicorn, really. I think when Kristaps is back, I hate to say it, but it kind of makes Jaylen Brown at number 2 out there. But they all good money. And that's the he's like the piece that everybody forgets about when it comes to Boston, because Boston does get deep. So shout out to them. To a close game against Brooklyn, 115-113, but big night coming back for Kristaps Porzingis.
And then you go to the OKC game, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Man, he's a pure dog. 48 points, 4 from 6 from 3, 17 for 26. He's 2 points away from 50. How many 50-point games can this man have in the season? He's really standing on the league right now, letting everybody know he's really not to be messed with, man. If you think he's playing games, man, he's really not. He's coming for a championship. It looks like he's definitely going for that MVP, because what do you think about that performance he had tonight?
Man, SGA, shout out to him. He's definitely putting on. He's definitely trying to use this last stretch of games to secure that MVP title. He might secure that. He got to be the leading scorer. He's got to be gonna have to secure that scoring title. Who's club up in that scoring title argument?
It's Shai. He's number 1.
It gotta be. Yeah. So shout out to Shai, man. 48 points. Against Detroit. He might be the MVP. It's so hard when you talk about him versus Jokic. Because Jokic averaging a triple-double, So I see him have a 30-point, 20 rebound, 20 assist game this year. Unheard of, crazy. But shout out to SGA on his MVP campaign. Shout out to him.
Shout out to Shai. Now we're going to go straight to the West Coast. All the way out west to the Bay. I love the Bay.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to shout out to that 4,000 man, Steph Curry. It's really his world. We just living in it. He had another 28-point performance, 7 rebounds, 5 assists, 8 from 20 from the field, 4 from 13 from 3. You know what that tells me? He didn't hit a lot of threes. But in the word of boss man D-Lo, apply that pressure. That's how you kill him. Mm-hmm. He's applying maximum pressure all game. Since they picked up Jimmy, they done won 12 out of 13. They're going crazy. Man, if you can't stop them, you can't stop them right now. They looking like the old Golden State. They added this new piece, Jimmy Butler. He's in a lineup. He's in a mix. You know he's a killer. So they got him in there. Hey, Steph, just go ahead, ball out. And that's exactly what he's doing. As he told you tonight, he's going to apply pressure. He's standing on business in a series. Man, it's so serious right now, man. The league better be on notice because them Golden State Warriors, they not playing 12 out of 13, cuz. What's your thought on how Steph performing right now?
Hey, shout out to Steph. I mean, what else do you expect from Steph? 97 to 94 over the New York Knicks. Steph, like you said, 28 points, added 4 more threes to that 4,000. Shout out to Jimmy, he did his thing. Man, I seen Draymond Green back to his old antics. He out there trying to punt Karl Anthony Towns. Sometimes boys be an easy go, cuz I mean, you look at him. I mean, you sometimes you set yourself up for that type of stuff, man. But Draymond Green, he smelled blood in that water. He gonna attack. He's a shark. So, back on the same antics, man. Hey, I just think about Draymond. I know we're talking about Steph, but this player is like, man, let's just go on the sidewalk and talk about Draymond. Cause I mean, some of the stuff that Draymond does, and I'm with it. I'm here for every single bit of it. But come on, man, the dude that put Rudy Gobert in the headlock, man, just straight up put him in the headlock.
Players night, man. Ain't bully night, man. He a bully.
He a bully. Like he be playing like he playing German Church Park, man. He don't care. He kicking boys in the nuts. He just out there trying to punk somebody, man. So shout out to Draymond Green, man. You need some pit bulls on your team. Shout out to Steph Curry on a big night, 28 points when they had it knocked off them Knicks.
Man, shout out to the Warriors, man. Shout out Draymond Green, Steph Curry. I got one more performance that. Not just the performance, it was the moment. This player rose to the occasion. His team needed him. He knocked down a big bucket. Shout out to Jordan Poole. He came through in the clutch when his team needed him. They end up knocking off the Denver Nuggets in Denver. Clutch shot. How you feel about his performance, cuz?
Man, that's always big. That's always big when you can knock off a defending champion, not the defending champions, but a championship team in that fashion. I know you look at Washington Wizards, they 15-51, just flip them numbers back and forth. So that's a tough loss for the Nuggets, and I mean that's the Nuggets with everybody they needed out there, in my opinion. So. Jokic still 40 points, 13 rebounds, 9 assists. Michael Porter Jr. 20 points, 11 rebounds. They came to play, but Alex Sarr had a good night and 34 points. And Jordan Poole with the game winner. Big shot. And we want to say, if you're watching this right now, welcome to Players Night, man. We highlighting special individual performances from around the world of basketball today. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to our Facebook page, Coldgame Sports. Make sure you then go over to our YouTube, subscribe to that Coldgame podcast. We could be having fire interviews, so you don't want to miss out. All our episodes are recorded, and they're then put on our YouTube page, so you can go back and watch it. All of our links is scrolling right at the bottom, so make sure you tap in with us. Like, comment, and subscribe. Man, we gon' switch right over to the NCAA. College basketball, March Madness is really going crazy right now. If you love basketball, you was on at least a few of these games that was going on today. It was some crazy performances. I'm gonna start off with this one. This is the first game I had my eyes on today, cuz. That Florida-Alabama game, an SEC heavyweight matchup. Florida has been killing all year. I couldn't understand it because Alabama got so many 5 stars and so many killers over there. And Florida hasn't been the team that they were before this new coach, Todd Golden, came over. I don't know where they found this boy Walter Clayton Jr. at. Don't know where he come from,
but the man had 22 points, 6 assists, 3 steals, 6 made three-pointers, and they beat Alabama 104-82. I was watching the game, and the boy was putting in work. Every time he had the ball, it was really no stopping him. He was getting everywhere he wanted to, whenever he wanted. Alabama had no answer for him, and that's why they are advancing to the finals tomorrow against Tennessee. Cuz, what do you think about a performance like that? What do you know about Walter Clayton Jr.?
I'm getting put on to him now, that's for sure. Shout out to Walter Clayton Jr. That was a big game, 22 points, 3 rebounds, 6 assists. Shout out to that man. I mean, his big man was also down there putting in work. Ruben Chinilu, 10 points, 10 assists, big double-double. But I mean, 10 points, 10 rebounds. But shout out to Walter Clayton Jr., man. Huge game to knock off them Crimson Tide.
While that was going down when that was going down in the South, it was reverberation and shockwaves going out on the East. The East Coast is in a chokehold right now by them St. John's Red Storm. Rick Pitino really got him, the Godfather. He got him in a place they haven't been to in a long time. It's players' night, so we got to show respect to the Godfather, Rick Pitino. He's been doing it for a long time. Won the championship over there at Louisville. Before Louisville, he was at Kentucky. At Kentucky, he made noise. Before Kentucky, he was at Providence. And don't forget, he had a stint in the NBA. He was the Boston Celtics head coach. But he ran into some allegations. They let him go. He came back to Iona, popped back up at Iona, and then he got this St. John's job. People must have forgot what type of animal he is. This is his second year on the job. In his second year, only his second season, he got him right. Man, this man got him winning the whole Big East championship in the Garden, New York City. He told him after the game, he's doing this for the city. Because how major is that Rick Pitino, they came to St. John's, that already his second year, they got them the Big East championship. What do you think about that?
Man, shout out to Rick Pitino, one of the greatest college basketball coaches of all time. I mean, for real. I mean, like you said, he got let go because of them allegations, and he did his thing his whole time at Louisville. So, I mean, he's just turning around, showing you. I mean, he could do the same thing at St. John's. So, he got them at 30-4 right now. I mean, what else can you say? Rick Pitino's like that, and there's always something to be said about good coaching. You can always have the great players, man, but who can put that team together? There's obviously Rick Pitino. Shout out to him.
Who can put that team together, and then also who can put that round thing in that round thing? That's the question. And RJ Lewis, the best player on that Red Storms team, he put that round thing in that round thing. 29 points, 10 rebounds, 3 from three-point land, 11 for 18. He applied pressure the whole night, and Creighton had no answer. Man, so shout out RJ Lewis Jr., shout out Rick Pitino in them Red Storms, New York City. They back on the map. Shout out to everybody who support that St. John's team. I can see them advancing and going a long way in this upcoming NCAA tournament. Now we got to turn our heads to that Big Ten country. A couple games. Wisconsin beat Michigan State. Michigan beats Maryland. But this is players' night. So out of all them games, what performance stood out to me the most? Because I got to look straight at Maryland. I'm going with that boy, Derek Queen. If you haven't heard of him, he's a 6'10" freshman out of Maryland. He dropped 31 points, 3 rebounds, and game on the line, they dumped it down to him. They fouled him. What'd he do? They down 2 points. He went to the free throw line, knocked down 2 in a row with ease, nothing but net cash money. It took the luck of Trey Donaldson, not the luck. Let me rewind that. The skill and the speed of him catching that ball, running full speed down court and hitting the layup. So shout out to Trey Donaldson. I was going to highlight him on Players Night, but not tonight. tonight was about how Derek Queen took that Maryland team all season long, strapped them on his back, and had them rolling all year long. Derek Queen is really like that. And me, as an Indiana fan, I'm glad he'd be gone after this year. Send that man to the league because that's where he belongs. There's no doubt about it. He was the coldest freshman in the Big Ten, and he might be the coldest big man. If it wasn't for Johnny Broome out of Auburn, he might be the coldest big man in the nation. What do you think about that performance? What's your thoughts on that, cuz?
Man, shout out to Derek Queen. Like he said, 6'10 freshman, 6'10", 250 freshman, hometown kid out of Maryland. Man, amazing performance, 31 points, 3 rebounds. I mean, like you said, that boy deserved to be in the league, because go ahead and make your tournament run, do what you're going to do. Get on in the NBA and get some money. And it's crazy that we're talking about a losing performance. I mean, that's how good that performance was. So Michigan beat Maryland 81-80, but Derek Queen came to play. Shout out to that freshman. That boy's a dog.
And tonight we would be remiss to overlook what was probably the biggest game of the night in college basketball. Definitely ESPN's flagship school, Nike's second flagship school for basketball. Well, number one for basketball. It would be second overall had it not been for Oregon being their number one.
Mm-hmm.
But we got to put our attention on them Duke Blue Devils. What would they do without Cooper Flagg? Who's going to step up? I tell you who's going to step up. Somebody out of the ordinary. Because Duke is used to having these 5-star freshmen. Who's going to step up? Oh, the 5-star freshman who y'all rolled off, Tyrese Proctor. He went 6 from 14 from downtown. He didn't attempt a 2-point shot. He shot all 3-pointers, cuz 6 from 14. Led his team to the victory. Clutch shots all through the second half. They was down at halftime. All he did was hit bucket after bucket after bucket. Duke got the ACC championship. They're going to the NCAA tournament. Cooper got a chance to sit down, rest his ankle. They still won. He's still in contention for greatest freshman season ever.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
How do you feel about that performance? What's your thoughts about that victory that Duke took tonight, cuz?
Yeah, shout out to Tyrese Proctor, man. Huge game. Congratulations on that championship. And it's on to the tournament for them. I mean, I thought that would be a better game than what it was. Just checking the box score, it looks like Terrence Edwards shot him at the gym. I mean, 12 for 29 points. So looks like, if that's all you got, they got an answer for that. So shout out to Tyrese Proctor. I just want to see him get Cooper Flagg back in that lineup. That's why I watch Duke basketball. To be honest, I just want to see Cooper hoop. But great game, Tyrese Proctor.
Again, this is Players Night. We are focusing our attention on the best standout performances from around today's basketball world. We've already went through the NBA. We've already went through the NCAA. Before we turn our attention to high school, please make sure you like, comment, subscribe to our YouTube Cold Game Podcast, to our Facebook page, Cold Game Sports. We ain't going to hold you no more, because big day in high school basketball. First of all, just give me the rundown, cuz. Give me the rundown. Who did they thing? I need the scores. I need to digest what was happening.
So IHSAA basketball, Indiana high school basketball had the regional games today. And I got some 4A scores for you, and then an honorary 3A score. We have Fishers over Harrison, West Lafayette, 89-39, big blowout. Lawrence North, 80 over Mooresville, 42. You have Mount Vernon, 74 over Brownsburg, 40. That's a big blowout, huge Mount Vernon win. Terre Haute North over Whiteland, double overtime game, 72-69. That was a crazy game. Homestead over Fort Wayne Carroll, 42-39. Crown Point over Portage in overtime, 68-62. South Bend Riley over Warsaw in double overtime, 77-71. That was very high scoring game. And shout out to Warsaw, man, and shout out to the Warsaw girls basketball team too. Y'all had a great run on both sides this year. And then you had Jeffersonville over Evansville Harrison, 65-40 in an honorary 3A game. You had Crispus Attucks over Northview, 57-46. Cuz what's your thoughts on some of these games and some of these players that you had on your watch list?
First off, we gotta go straight out to Attucks. I'm impressed and I'm proud. Attucks was led today by Desmond Briscoe, 6'9" senior, headed to Iowa, 16 points, and they just continuing a legacy of winning, a tradition of getting things done. Mind you, back in 1955, they were the first all-black school, all-black high school to win a state championship in Indiana. Back-to-back, 1955, 1956. So they have that type of legacy and tradition behind them.
Mm-hmm.
And our little cousin, Micah Poole, he won a state championship with Attucks in 2017.
Mm-hmm.
So what is that? So when I see them winning, it makes me happy. It makes me extremely proud. I didn't even go to Attucks. I just got so much pride in knowing that's in a historic school, knowing that's a school that Oscar Robertson went to, one of the greatest to ever do it. That's one of our prides in the state of Indiana, Attucks High School. They were the villain in the movie Hoosiers. When all them boys ran into that gym, they wanted to beat the big bad guys. That was Attucks. They're really like that. So it's a great thing to see them carry on that tradition. Desmond Briscoe, man, he's putting that team on his shoulders, and he's really standing on business in his senior year. We've been watching him since he was a freshman. I watched him, man. I believe it was the sectionals in Warren for 1 year.
Mm-hmm.
We was there watching him. So he's been on this journey, and to see him and his team continue to march towards that finish line, which is the state championship, man, shout out to them, man. Shout out to Desmond Briscoe. You did your thing tonight, boy. And then I'm gonna let you. Who you look at, cuz? I'm gonna let you. Who stood out to you, cuz? I know. I know who we gonna talk about last. But before we get to them guys, man, who else stood out to you, cuz?
Man, there's a lot of good basketball on tonight. Like you said, shout out to Desmond Briscoe, 6'9", 220-pound forward going to Iowa. Shout out to him. He on his career, he's averaging 12 points, 10 rebounds, 4 blocks a game. So, huge shout out to Desmond Briscoe. But when I had on my plate, cuz, was at Luke Ertl at a Mount Vernon. He went ahead and handled business out there in Brownsburg, in a big way. Shout out to Luke Ertl. What do you think about his performance and helping Mount Vernon get their first regional championship?
Man, Luke Ertl, hey, pure animal. 19 points, 8 assists, 8 rebounds, putting in straight work. Going to Purdue, he's standing on business right now. The state got players that's really trying to secure their legacy. That's what it is telling me. Legacies are on the line right now. You got these young bulls who really, they understand the moment. They with their team, these players, they know it's win or go home. We need this dub. And what do you do when you need your dub? You need your best player to bring his best game. And when your best player brings his best game, that's the things I like. I like seeing when the best players on that team shine. And Luke Ertl definitely was shining tonight. Shined at his brightest. 19 points, 8 assists, 8 rebounds. He showcases his all-around skills. Go ahead, cuz.
He definitely did, and that's coming off of a win over Greenfield Central, knocking off the best player in the country. Best player in the state. So shout out to Luke Ertl, cuz I think Purdue got him one with him. Shout out to Luke Ertl. But go ahead, cuz I just had to throw that in there.
I want to ask you what you think about LN's performance tonight, and who stood out? Who stood out to you for them?
Man, yeah, I guess there's only one name you could talk about when we talk about LN. That's Xavier Robinson. Cause me and you was kind of talking about him earlier. I guess they call him Little Stink or Stink. Stink was doing his thing tonight. I heard a crazy stat, man. I really want to get some clarification on this, but they said as of tonight, Xavier Robinson is the all-time leading scorer in Lawrence North history. And if you are familiar with Indiana basketball, that you understand why I say I have to look that up and check some stats on that, because that is crazy. Being an all-time leading scorer in LN basketball history. Because what you think about LN and Xavier Robinson's performance?
Just hearing that stat, him being the all-time leading scorer in Lawrence North history. To all basketball fans, all basketball nerds, if you don't know, Lawrence North is the same high school that the great Mike Conley attended and the great Greg Oden attended. And they had more players too. Don't forget Stephen Van Treese.
Mm-hmm.
A dog went to Louisville. Don't forget they had other great players to come out that program. It wasn't just Mike and Greg. They littered full of great players in that program. So the fact that he's the all-time leading scorer, nothing else needs to be said. Shout out to Stink Robinson, a Butler commit. His pops is the legend in the city, DJ Gus. I mean, the kid is special. The kid got star potential written all over him. And I'm excited to see what he does, not only in his career going forward, but how he's going to finish off this season. He already just won regional. You got semi-state. You got the state championship. Lock in and focus. The goal is ahead. You know what time it is. Now, we talk about Lawrence North. Let's travel up a little bit north. As my cousin Ian say, we going to the north.
You're going to the north.
We got to talk about Fishers and the players they got over there. Fishers, if you haven't already, I urge you to go see a Fishers high school game, because you might not see a collective of talent like this in the state for a long, long time. We got to start off with, let's just start off with the seniors. Nathan Baker, Taylor commit, 18 points tonight. Justin Kirby, 15 points. Going to Miami of Ohio. All I'm doing is seeing him yam on boys left and right. I see John Anthony Hall, who we'll get to just in a second. I see him pluck a boy at half court. Huh, give me that. Take one or two dribbles. Look at his peripheral and see Justin Kirby coming down court. Toss it to him. Justin Kirby, skies in the sky, rim grazing for the Yam. They got some special talent over there at Fishers, but we not through. Another senior, John Anthony Hall, football commit to Stanford University. Runner-up, Mr. Football. Mr. Football for the receiver position. On the football field, over 2,000 all-purpose yards. 16 touchdowns. Last year, long jump state champion. I mean, I'm just thinking, my gosh, this boy is jumping. Rebounds are coming off. The boy is jumping up at the top of the square and putting it back through. Ha! Mind you, he's a long jump champion. His bunnies are extreme. He's jumping out the gym.
Facts.
So to have that type of athlete on the court, special. And let's not forget about that young bull, Cooper Zachary.
Killer.
And I'm gonna put out a notice right now to all college coaches. If you haven't already, get out your notebook, do your scouting report, and really do your homework on this kid. Because by the time you think you're getting ready, and this is to high majors, by the time you think you get ready to offer him, he might be off the table. It might be somebody else that already came and swooped him up. Because I can see a program like North Carolina giving him that call. I can see a program like Oregon getting on the phone. Them is dream schools. But for sure, I can see a program like Purdue put him on the Braden Smith plan.
Mm-hmm.
They know what to do with them undersized, pure killers.
Mm-hmm.
Purdue know what to do with them. I can see him going over there and doing heavy damage. And then not only do they got Coop, who was killing tonight, he was putting in work. They got the young boy Jason Gardner Jr. It's unfair. It's really unfair. How do you got Jason Gardner Jr.? It's in his blood. It's in his pedigree. He's built to do this. I'm looking at Nathan Taylor getting buckets. I'm looking at a D1 commit. I'm looking at Justin Kirby get buckets. D1. I'm looking at John Anthony Hall get buckets. D1. I'm looking at Lil Coop get buckets. Eventual D1. And then we got Jason Gardner Jr. Eventual D1 commit somewhere.
Somebody got
man, the team is literally unfair, man. If you haven't get to go see them, you need to go see them ASAP, man. They're that cold. Must watch TV. Cuz what's your thoughts?
Man, shout out to Fisher's boys basketball right now. On a 41-game winning streak as of tonight, as of last night. 89-39 blowout win over Harrison out of West Lafayette. Like you said, cuz they so deep, man. They so deep in talent, and they obviously have a coach that's preparing them for So man, like I said, Nate Baker 18 points, Justin Kirby 15 points, Cooper Zachary 13 points tonight. They did what they were supposed to do. Move on to the semi-state. And if you ask me, cuz out of the state of Indiana, with all this talent that we covered, I think they're the favorite to win that title again this year and go back to back. So we'll definitely have our eye on them. But shout out to Fisher's boys basketball, a huge win, and keep that train moving.
And we look forward to watching these young men going to the next stage of this tournament, which will be semi-state. Back in the day, they used to play 2 regional games, didn't they?
Something like that, I thought. Or yeah, it was more.
I thought they played 2 games in one day back in the day, but they must not do that no more. But the next round, semi-state to state. So we're gonna have all the coverage for y'all. On this day in sports history, in 1938, Temple University defeated Colorado 60-36 to win the inaugural National Invitational Tournament, marking the first major postseason basketball tournament. 1938. I mean, the thing is, man, we don't even play at NITs. Man, shout out to the NIT Invitational Tournament, to the organization, the executives, whoever's running that. But I know I'm disappointed if I see my team in that NIT.
Right.
My squad deserves to be in the NCAAs making that run.
Mm-hmm.
1907, the American League was recognized as significant development in the history of Major League Baseball. So in 1907, they recognized the American League, the AL. And that was a minute ago, huh? Baseball been around a long, long time.
Mm-hmm.
1911, the first class cricket game between New South Wales and Western Australia took place, marking a notable event in cricket history. See, every time they talk about cricket, and I know cricket is a popular sport, but we got to tap into some cricket, man.
Yeah,
This is Cold Game Sports Network, man. If you play cricket, tap in with us, man. We got to talk some cricket. I want to understand the game and understand the thought process behind the game.
Yeah, if you can put us on for some cricket, drop it in the comments.
Drop it in the comments. Again, we want to wish a very special happy birthday to Camila, my little cousin, Malc's little sister, his family. Have a special day. Another birthday on this day, Ozzie Newsome was born 1956. So you share a birthday with Ozzie Newsome, American football player and executive. He's the architect behind the Baltimore Ravens. A lot of, great drafts over there. And also 1959, wow, Ozzie Newsome was in 1956. In 1959, Flavor Flav was born.
March 16th?
March 16th, 1959.
Shout out to Flav.
Shout out to Flav, man. And with that being said, Cold Game.
Cold Game.
Cold game. First round draft pick.